Alright, welcome to another Tech Digest video. We're going to be working on the starter today. Uh, yeah, got some bad news. So this was a starter that was on the engine. It's remanufactured. It came with this plug that is not the same as OEM style, which is what I have on my harness. So I thought I could be smart and get a new starter from Advanced, and essentially just plug and play, put everything together. Well, first things first, this is the plug. It's broken. And this is the other side where it's actually on our starter. And if you notice here, it doesn't fit. Doesn't plug in at all. It's not the same. It's not OEM style. This is just a generic one that actually fits this one here. Am I going to have something without the clips? No, because even though this is not the greatest connector, oh look, now it doesn't want to go on because it's upside down. Even though it's not the greatest connector, it is a lot tighter than what I have here in this broken piece. So I just want to show you guys before I send this one back. I'm just going to get a refund. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut this wire. And I know, like, probably some of you are like, well, just cut it. It's not a big deal. It's literally a single pin. It's just for the signal. It's for the starter to, like, get turned on. So, yeah, I'm going to cut it somewhere around here and solder in this new cable. So, let me go return that. And the next clip will be me fixing the cable. All right, here we are. So we're gonna adapt this to this. I know I said solder, but we're gonna choose some spades connectors instead. So either these or these with some shrink wrap if we go over these. I mean, maybe these will work too, but yeah, kind of sad I gotta cut it, but that's just what we're gonna do. So let's get started. I'll let's cut this off right here. I want to make sure that the gauge wire is similar, and it is, so it's great. And I want to cut this to roughly the same size so I can always keep this connector. Not gonna lie, this is gonna be a pain in the butt if I ever have to do it again, but I'll just use a pin next time and crimp it differently. So, all right, let's get this party started. This will be the full body, so we'll have a little bit extra wire. I think I'll just go with this much. This one obviously fits in here fine. Let's I think I want to go with this one instead. So strip that back and pull that in there. Yeah, so we'll go with the big ones here, which means that we're gonna use this as an overlay, kind of like overkill at this point. Let me use my blade to cut off this little piece of sheathing here, the shrink wrap. We're using spade connectors instead of soldering because over time with vibration and movement, solder could break. I know there's those little neat flexible solder joints you can get like on Amazon. But we're just going to go with this tried and true method. Okay. So that's pulled back. Pull this over it. Sorry, I know the camera angle is a little weird on this, but you know, I just need space. I need space to work in this tiny garage. All right, so let's get this baby pulled back if I can. Actually, sorry, already fumbling. Not enough coffee in my system. This is kind of overkill, but let's just hold this sheath back a little bit. Just clip. Okay, so here we go. What do we got here? All right. Let it sug. All good there. This one, pretty much do the same. I was actually excited to use my soldering skills. It's been a while. So I don't solder at my job anymore, but yeah, other skills that I don't have that I can show you guys. Yeah, I'm looking at this. Just want to make sure that got a good connection there. If my car doesn't start when this is all said and done um, in the future, then we know that I screwed up. Looks like I might have screwed up already. What's going on here, pal? I need to use a different. All right, let's make this look not so ugly. We'll see if this fits over it. Probably doesn't fit on that side, so maybe this one, or maybe I'm just gonna have to use electrical tape. Well, there you go. Got a solid connection there. I'm gonna go find some electrical tape and see if I can wrap this up and make it look a little neater, but we got what we need. All right, so everything's in. Connector's on there. This little harness here is on. I'm thinking when I run the harness, I'm gonna run it through the bottom here and connect it. I guess we'll see. I really didn't want to put the wiring harness in, but I guess I'll be accessing that over there and making it happen. I got this cable here from my brother off of a Land Rover, the only reliable part they apparently make. So yeah, that's done there. Starter's in. That's done, which means I can put the intake on. But like I said, before I do that, I'm gonna install the harness. Should be fun. But first, I need to find some bolts for the grounds that go back here. I'm trying to give you guys a peek. It's somewhere back here. You know, it's blind for me now. There's a video up from Cartoon NZ who points them out. Yeah, it's gonna be a tight squeeze, so I might as well do it when I don't have the intake on. So let me figure that out next. So I had to find a little longer bolt and get my fan. So excuse any noise you might hear. It's super hot. Got mosquitoes biting. It's a great day. All right, that was annoying. Yeah, not fun. Uh, I'm gonna try to get my intake on, so I'm gonna move this harness out of the way a little bit. Um, get the plug connected for the starter, and see if I can get that intake on. I think we're ready. And just a quick note, yes, I do have some brake line stuff going on over here. We'll touch on that either later on this video or in another video, um, depending on how this goes. All right, got some new gaskets for the intake. Let's put those on because we're ready to go. It's a small victory. This is why I was such a pain in the ass about getting this done properly, because, you know, it's no reason to throw away money, especially when you don't got it. So having to spend more money on busted gaskets would suck. Um, so say a little prayer. Hopefully everything works as it's supposed to. Let's make sure. Perfect. So I'm no mechanic, but I'll show you guys something I just found kind of interesting when I was sorting out which side was which. Rubber band. So it's almost like you have these little metal crush tabs or something. I'm not sure if they help with attaching to everything or creating some sort of sealing surface, but yeah, this is a very thin little metal gasket. Anyways, let's put them on. All right, looks great. Okay, Also looks like I was completely wrong about that little metal tab. Um, doesn't get crushed by anything. It's just there as a marker, I guess. Yeah, got it. All right, the intake is finally on. Uh, it's hot. Um, yeah, not really sure what I want to work on next. I have a crap load of wires I need to figure out. Got the starter cable there. I'm just glad this piece is on here. That means that we're a good percentage across the line. I still got to deal with these brake lines. I think that's going to be for a separate video, just because I want to get all of these wires out of the way, kind of figure those out. So yeah, before I end all this and take a break, I am going to put some of the breakout harnesses on here, like for the coils and the fuel injectors, just so everything kind of like looks set up and I can kind of gather where I'm going to move next. Well, guess who's going to be going back there and finagling those ground bolts loose again? Me, this guy. Woohoo! Gonna work on getting those grounds on. I'm gonna do that off camera, so I'm not extremely pissed off. Doing all this stuff, clean up a little bit over here, give me some better visibility. I got all these rags and bags and gloves and connectors. I just want to clean our engine bay while I work, which will make it easier for you guys. So let me do that, and with the power of video magic, it should be all changed up. All right, it's hot as hell. I'm gonna call it a day. We got some pretty significant progress. The harness in the car, intake is on. Got a bunch of little parts here and there. I'll show you guys real quick before I end the video. I'm just doing my grease lightning thing. It's super hot. I'm just tired. It's been a few hours. When you're attacking projects like this where you got a long list of things to do, it's kind of difficult to pick what you're going to do first. So staying focused, looking at the project plan, is key to like not losing your head. So anyways, let me show you the engine bay. All right, so did the fuel injectors, the cables off camera. Just left everything else up here on top. I want to make sure I'm routing everything so it's kind of neat. Most people, I think, go underneath this intake plenum on the top with most of their harnesses. So trying to replicate that. I have the bulkhead over there, or you know, the whole bundle that it's going to get attached somewhere. Rob said to put it on the back of the head. We'll see what I can do. If not, I'll just put it on the firewall there. There's a little attachment. Next video will be figuring out the brake lines that I got made, and I'll show you guys that, and intake air temp sensor, and let me show you what other little goodies I have. All right, so got some more fittings. I needed some dash 10 for the oil catch can. Still need to buy one more fitting that goes in the catch can itself, but I got everything else here. Intake air temp sensor from Excessive. This is a push-in type, so essentially you put that rubber grommet onto the intake and you can just push and unplug. This is fine for naturally aspirated vehicles. This I got from a local hydraulic hose place, and I guess that would be St. Pete, Florida. I'll share the name in the next video because I don't have the receipt in front of me, but they made this pretty much in like 2 days' time. The only delay was just getting this Teflon coating. I wanted to match the other Chase Bays pieces, so yeah, I did that. So next video we'll be making some more lines, installing some lines, and just seeing what's next. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Love hearing you guys' feedback, whether it's through Instagram or YouTube. But please, you know, comment on YouTube. Let's get some views going. Let's get some let's get this community growing here with Tech Digest. I'm really glad to be back making videos and putting the time in, the effort to get this car finished. Yeah, I also got some hoses, so that's gonna be cool. It's somewhere in here in this mess, but yeah, I'm gonna go clean up, and that's it. Peace.